And so Jason's going to share his testimony. Jason, may you share some details about your childhood and how your childhood affected you?
Sure. Well, I'll start out. My father was in World War II, and so he had a lot of problems. He drank before he went to war, but he became a severe alcoholic. So that by the time I was 8 years old, my parents were divorced, and that deeply affected me. We rode out to California and back. But when I came home to an empty home, it was really tough, and we moved further out in Montgomery County. And while we were out there, my mother was married for a second time, and that marriage only lasted 2 years. They had 5 siblings, we had 4, and it was a very crowded house, and a lot was going on. But he would beat my mother and things like that. So I witnessed my mother getting beaten and my father falling down drunk. My mother married a third time, and he was a gambler. So my mother was a psychiatric nurse. She went on to practice nursing for 20 years. When we lived in Montgomery County, my brother went into the service. My other sister moved to New York City, and my other sister, who was just 4 years older than me, we were very close. She became a heroin addict. And this was back in the 60s, so there weren't many addicts around back then, maybe 20 in the whole area, and I knew all 20 of them. So I watched them shoot up. And one time I was watching this guy, and he was rocking back and forth like this, saying, I got to get straight. I got to get straight. And I thought to myself, I thought you wanted to get messed up. Why do you want to get straight? And, then I realized when they were sitting in the apartment, a few people went down to Philadelphia to get the drugs and went back and shot up the drugs. When I saw him all disheveled and disoriented, after he shot the heroin, he suddenly, his countenance changed and he was flying again. And I thought to myself, I got to get straight. That's what really influenced me very deeply, watching the change come over him. So eventually, that night, I think I did. I was 12 years old,
Okay.
and I went directly to shooting up heroin.